In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this here. You can have it as a Mac or a PC. It's really all up to what you want. I am a Windows guy, so I made one for Windows. But there are going to be stuff that you're going to have to download. There is a pattern packet that this guy has. It's probably the best for carbon fibers and just fibers itself. It's got some metals and stuff like that. So, and you're gonna have to download this here. It's a bunch of styles that I made. They're so in depth that it's gonna be hard to actually show you how to make them. So I figured I'd put them up so you can download them, and we'll go over it as soon as we get to what we're making with them. There's a brush that comes with it, and you'll see why I made one brush. So let's get started. Make a new document, like always, 1366 by 768. First thing you're gonna do is create a new layer. Then you're gonna come up to your rulers and drag down until it clicks. The reason why it clicks is I have my snap checked. So whenever I drag something, it automatically snap into place. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to come up to your elliptical tool. If you don't have it like that right there, just hold down the button, drag over, and it'll be right there. Put your X in the middle, click, hold the click down, hit Alt, Shift, and drag. And let go. My background color is black, so I'm just going to hit Control and Backspace. It'll fill it in. I'm going to duplicate that by hitting Control J. Then I'm going to invert the color by hitting Control I. As if you tell, there's those two right there. Now with this top one, we're going to put a layer mask on top. Come over to our gradient tool. Make sure our foreground colors are black to white. Right in the middle. Hold and drag out. You'll have something that looks like that. Go ahead and merge those two layers together by hitting Control, Shift, and E. Merge them together and invert by hitting Control I. Make a new layer. This time we're going to choose this color right here, which the color number are 0D004C. We're going to hold Control and right down at our layer right over here where my mouse is. We're just going to click. It's going to select that with our top layer selected. Go ahead and hit Alt Backspace. I'll fill that in. And we're going to set that layer to overlay. Just like that. Hit, for right now, hit Control D to deselect. And with our bottom layer here, we're going to duplicate that layer. And we're going to put that on top. Just like that. And with our layer on top, we're going to select it. We're going to multiply. Just like that. And after you do that, you're going to create a new layer. You're going to hold down Control, click that again, just like we did before. We're going to choose our foreground color is this color here, which is a buttered yellow. Which number is FFF799. Make sure gradient tool is selected. Come up and select the second one over. By holding at the top, hold shift down, and take it to where it's almost to the bottom and let go. You have that there. You're going to hit D, Control D, sorry. Then you're going to hit Control T. And while holding Alt and Shift at the same time, just drag that in. You get a shape like that. Move it to the top. Not all the way to the top, but pretty close to the top. Once you have that, hit your check mark. You're going to duplicate that layer there. And you're going to hit Control T. Right click. And you're going to hit Flip Vertically. Bring that down. Same thing. Hold Alt and Shift. And drag that in. Bring it almost to the bottom. Hit your check mark. And there you go. This time, same thing. Hit Control and click. And that way it selects it. Make a new layer. Gradient tool. Make sure that we pick that same blue, that darker blue there. And all you're going to do is you're going to pick this one here. And you're just going to bring it in a little bit. If you don't get it exactly the first time, go ahead and do it again. So you have a shape like that. You're going to bring that one below those last two that you just made. So it looks like that there. And what I mean is I'll turn off these layers here. So you just have that gradient like that. And our next layer that we're going to make, go ahead and make a new layer. Same thing, Control, click. That way that's selected there. Come over and grab your brush. Make sure that you have the new brushes that I made for you. And have this one here, that's the one at 658. Choose it. It's going to come out quite big. That's alright. Hold your brush over top, pretty much in the middle. And you're going to hit on your keyboard the button next to the P. You're going to hit it twice. That way it brings your paintbrush down. And once you have that, kind of get it selected where it's right in the middle. So before we do that, I forgot that we need to choose this color here. And that color is 00BFF3. Once again, just over the top. Click it. And you should have it where it looks like that there. Hit Control D to get rid of the marching ants. I hit Control S and D at the same time. And what you're gonna set that layer blend mode to color burn. So you have just a hint of the blue and you have this glowing edge around. And that's what we're looking for. Once you have, and make sure it's above everything else, I forgot that. So once you have all that done, go ahead and hit shift and hold it and click your bottom layer. Put those in a group we'll double click on it and call it orb. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to turn on the white layer underneath. We're going to double click it so it's layer 0. Then you're going to double click it again. Come into where it says patterns. And with that package that I had you download is going to be these here. You have this one, that one, that one, that one, that one. We're going to choose the 5th one down, and we're going to bring down to about 80, 81. And with the box still open, go up to color overlay. Go ahead and choose whatever color you want. I personally want to use a greener color like this. I'm using 1FEDA7. Once you got that, hit OK. And we're just going to throw that to an overlay. So you have your background looking like that there. Go ahead and make a new layer on top of that. Pick your elliptical tool again. Put it right in the middle, same thing. Alt, Shift, and hold them. And drag out. So you have a perfect circle around your orb. Go ahead and set your foreground colors to black to white. Hit Control Backspace, and I'll fill that in. Hit Control D to deselect. Now if you go into your orb group, same thing. Hit Control click, select that circle of your orb, and hit backspace. What we just did is we just deleted the orb, so we have that. So hit Control D to deselect. This is where we're going to use that packet of styles. I made this style here, and let me open it up. It has all the stuff here. The inner shadow is at color burn. Color is set to perfect black. Opacity is 44. Angle is normal, 120. You got your light checked. Distance is 6. Choke is 0. Size is 52. This one right here, which is if I hold it over, it will come up. It's called ring. And you want 0 noise. Inner glow. Screen. Opacity set to 75. Noise is 0. And you're going to pick perfect white. We want it set to edge. Not center, but edge. We want it to choke is 0. Size is 70. This is all normal here. Bevel and balls. One inner bevel. Depth is set to 90 degrees. Or 90%, not 90 degrees, but 90%. Size is 18 pixels. Softness is at 4 pixels. You want your angle set at 120. You have to uncheck this box here before you start moving around, or it automatically goes back. So uncheck, use global light, set your angle to 120, and the other angle number is 40. And you want the one next to ring. Screen, perfect white. Opacity is at 85%. Then you multiply is set at 75%. Satin, multiply, perfect black. Opacity at 50, angle at 90, or 90, angle at 19, distance 12, size 14. You want your rolling hill, which is this one here. Then color overlay is set to this color here, which is AF or A5F1FC. You want your gradient. I wanted a dirty brown for the bottom, so it looks like it's been this grime and all that on it. So I chose this layout here, which is first color is 291800. Second color is 9C8101. Then you just got two whites. So your pattern is a pattern that comes with Adobe. It's this one here. It's under the artistic surface, and I just chose that one there to give it that real worn out look. And that is the first style that we're going to be using. Now go ahead and duplicate that layer. You can hit Control J or drag it down, and then you're going to hit Control T, hold your Alt and Shift, and just drag it out. Hit your check mark and drop that layer below. And that way you just have that ring around the edge like that. And then set that one to the one that's got the shadow. Then the next layer that we're going to do, we're going to bring in, I'm going to bring in the Mac one, but you can bring in the Windows or the Mac. You open up that package, it comes with all this stuff here. I'm going to bring in the Mac. It comes in quite big, but go ahead and hold Shift and drag it down to the size that you want it. Looks good to me. And then we're going to use this one here, which this style here is just a color overlay, a bevel, a stroke, and a pattern. The bevel is just your normal bevel. If you just click on it, it automatically brings this up. You just want to bring your size down to 21. The color overlay is this color here, 017C9B. And your pattern is one of the patterns that come with the package. This one here. You can set the size to what you want it. I prefer it to be where you can see the detail. So 140 should work. And stroke is an outer stroke set at 2 pixels. Alright, next layer. Go ahead and open up your orb. And like before, click or control, then click. Let's select that. With your new layer selected, Go ahead and hit Control Backspace. It'll fill that in with white. Hit Control D to deselect. Then the ones that you can barely see the styles, go ahead and click on it. It's going to be the darker green one. Then you're going to duplicate that layer and then click on the green one next to it. So you have something that looks like this here. And once you have selected the green, go ahead and right click, convert to smart image or smart object. So it comes out looking like that. Duplicate that layer, come over to the one next to that style you just picked, click on it, convert that to smart layer or smart object. Go ahead and flip that to the bottom, set the opacity to 55 on the bottom layer, to a color burn. Choose the top layer, set that to a 95, 96, and set that to linear burn. You should have something that looks like that there. Once you have that, go ahead and click on the Apple logo, and we're going to put in, where is it, an outer glow. I'm going to leave the color normal, but I'm going to bring up the size to about 73. Once it's satisfied, hit OK. Then our next step that we're going to do is our darkest green of the two. We're going to duplicate. Once again, we're going to choose the style of the lighter green one. We're going to bring the opacity down to about 65. And what we're doing is we're setting it so it looks like it's in glass, but it's more of a button kind of thing. Now, once you got all that taken care of, go ahead and create a new layer. Fill it in with black by hitting Alt, Backspace, and choose your gradient tool. Set your foreground colors to black to white. Choose the middle one. Put a layer mask over top. And just select in the middle. Bring it out to the edge. So you have something that looks like that. Grab a brush. Don't matter what brush you have. Set your foreground color to black. And just come in and just erase around the edge. Kind of like that right there. Come up to your masking tools and set that to about 10 pixels. That way you have a real nice offset. Make a new layer on top of that. Grab your ellipse tool in the middle, click, make sure I get the middle, click, Alt, and Shift, bring it out to right there. Go ahead and fill that in by hitting Control Backspace. Deselect. Come down to this layer here, which is the bottom layer. Hit Control and hold, click, and hit Backspace. Control D to deselect. Select the white inner center part, Backspace. Hit Control D. And that way you're just left with this ring here. Now this one you're gonna set to this layer here, this style here. Once you do that, go ahead and hit Control J to duplicate. Choose the bottom layer and set it to the gold layer. That way it looks like that there. And once you do that, put those in a group by holding Control, and you're just going to select those two, hit Control G. Duplicate that layer, hit Control T. Now hold Alt Shift, and you're just going to bring that in. Just like that. And there you are. Now, most of you can quit here, but I'm going to show you the logo for Windows. So I'm going to bring in the window logo. Then I'm going to hold Shift. I'm going to bring it down. To the size I'm happy with. And bring it right in the middle. Once I'm satisfied, it's a check mark. And once you got that set, go ahead and double click on the layer. Go to Pattern Overlay. We're going to choose the same pattern that we did for the other, but we're going to bring it up to high, about 165. We're going to set that to an overlay. And there you are. There is our wallpaper for the day. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. There is a group for people that like to show off their work, have any questions. It's in the description. Please join. I always love talking to people about art. Thank you and have a good day. Bye.